Hello guys, I'm Lisa.
And I'm Natasha.
And we were wondering,
are you free for coffee?
Welcome, welcome.
Hey guys. So we have a topic that it either is very near to you or maybe you've never even thought about this, but we want to kind of discuss some of the hype surrounding hair in the workplace and what is professional, what isn't professional, where did all of this come from, and is there any protection for people, I'm going to say like me, whose hair is definitely in the minority when in the workplace?
Yes. So in 2019, Dove, the soap, and they have shampoo and so all kinds of things now, don't they? But they co-founded the Crown Coalition in partnership with the National Urban League, Color of Change, and the Western Center on Law and Poverty to advance the Crown Act. And the Crown Act is an acronym. It did mean for creating a respectful and open world for natural hair. Not too long ago, they updated what that actually means, and now it is creating a respectful and open world with no racism, because we know that that's what fuels this issue with hair is racism. So, but that's what it's about. As of right now, there are 12 states that have passed the Crown Act into law. California was the first, and it also is has been passed in Colorado, Maryland, New York, New Jersey, Virginia, Washington, Connecticut, New Mexico, Delaware, Nebraska, and Illinois.
Okay.
So the other states they're actively pursuing trying to get this law passed, but as of right now, there's just those 12 states. So, it's kind of, I guess if it hasn't happened to you, you kind of don't know what it is, but it really is all about cultural views of beauty.
Yes.
That is really what it's about. So in the Western world, white Anglo-Saxons give us our bar for beauty.
Yes.
And, they're blonde and they have blue eyes and straight hair and that. And people of color used to try to get as close to that ideal as possible.
Right.
And people in other countries too. India and different ones.
And I think we touched on that a bit on our episode about the Netflix special or Netflix film Passing.
Yes.
We did. There's a previous episode where we discussed that measure of beauty and the lengths that people will go to get there.
Yeah. So, here are some stats for y'all. 53% of Black mothers whose daughters have experienced hair discrimination say their daughters experienced the discrimination as early as 5 years old. That's so sad to me.
Yeah,
that's a kindergartner.
I'm not shocked.
That's a kid.
You don't remember people touching your hair at that age? It made me cringe then. But that would happen. I had very long hair. I
can't remember that.
Okay.
Really, not that young.
I have an incident. I was in kindergarten or first grade. So a really long time ago. And I had hair, for reference, guys. If I can find the photo, I'll post it because it was on a picture day. But I had hair down to the middle of my back. This is not uncommon in my family. So it was not something where I was like, oh, this is special. And I remember the people doing the photos were just petting me. I mean, like, to the point where a kindergarten or first grade student, I was uncomfortable. And I just remember them saying, I think it's hers. I think it's hers. And I was like, what do they think is mine? Like my hair bow? I mean, there's nothing else there. I just had those little, I don't know if you remember those little ribbons, but they kind of, this little twisted ribbon and a little barrette. And I just remember telling my mom, and she was livid because she knew what they were talking about. And it was already the assumption that the hair had to be fake.
Well, a lot of times if it's curly or if it's I guess a different texture.
Yes.
That's kind of gets some attention.
Yes.
100% of Black elementary school girls in majority white schools who report experiencing hair discrimination state they experienced the discrimination by the age of 10.
Oh, yeah.
100%. So nobody's left out of that stat. Let's see. 81% of Black girls in majority white schools say they sometimes wish their hair was straight.
Mm.
Now, I do remember that, you know, just feeling that and doing, and I remember being really tender-headed.
Me too.
And just crying, you know, when they're doing your hair and, you know, trying to get it straight.
And I remember hating perms, hating the smell, which, guys, like, for us, a perm is technically a relaxer.
It straightens your hair. It's a chemical that straightens your hair.
It's not healthy for us, but it just is what it is. And I remember hating the smell, hating that burning feeling, putting the Vaseline around your edges. I mean, this is a whole ordeal. And guys, these are really harmful chemicals that little kids are exposed to. But I remember thinking, well, this would just be easier. Like, I remember that thought. So,
oh yeah. And I mean, and we're not saying that that's wrong. So if you do that,
yeah,
you know, that's cool. But what we're saying is everyone should be free to have the choice.
Yes. Whether
you want to straighten your hair or not. However you want to wear your hair, you should be free to do that. And that's what the Crown Act is saying, that because there's a lot of places, workplaces, where they frown upon you wearing your hair natural or wearing braids or any protective type style. So that's what
or even
Crown
afros, which is literally how your hair, many people's hair grows out of their head.
Right.
Yeah.
So 90% of Black girls believe their hair is beautiful. The microaggressions and discrimination she endures has an impact on how she sees herself. Mm. So it's more about her self-esteem and feelings of self-worth, which should not be tied up in anybody's hair. Yeah. You know, black, white, green, or blue.
Right.
That's not who you are. But for children of color, it oftentimes is.
Yes.
So that is what the Crown Act is trying to address. Let's see.
And a little bit of the discriminatory practices. The idea that if this is how your hair is, it's unkept or unprofessional, or, you know, there have been CPS cases where parents had to have CPS involved, and it really was their child's natural hair. There was nothing more to it than that. This isn't anything other than this is just how their hair grows out of their head. So I think Dove did do a good job. And there were a lot of commercials about this. I feel like they did a pretty good job of kind of addressing those discriminatory acts and even some of those subliminals where people don't even realize that they're doing it, but they're doing it because it's what they've been taught.
And people are still doing it. We talked about, it's a couple weeks ago, you know, I had a doctor touch my hair. I'm a grown ass woman, y'all. Like, I got 4 grown children. Kids. I'm for real grown. And it was just so offensive. So it's a very common.
It is.
It's so common.
Even in 2022.
Still happening.
And, you know,
happening.
That also proves this is not necessarily uneducated people. This was another woman. You know, you would also hope that as woman to woman, invading my personal space would be something that you would refrain from. This is not.
And at my age, that's what really offended me more than
I guess
that.
In my head, if you ain't touched nobody black hair by now, just go home without doing it. Okay, it's done.
And even, you know, if I see a white person whose hair I think is really cute, now I might comment like, "Oh, your haircut is so cute" or whatever. But I'm not saying, can I touch it? Presume to touch anybody's hair. So like, it's weird. Just so weird. Yeah. But that happens to us a lot. Yes. So what the Crown Act is endeavoring to do is this law would prohibit discrimination based on hair texture and hairstyle. So it would allow anybody,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of color, regardless of what your hair does, you know, Black people, just like we were saying when we were talking about the movie Passing, we come in all colors from alabaster to jet black and all in between. Our hair comes in all textures, from curly, just from straight to kind of loose curls to wavy to kind of kinky to coily to kind of in between, just all kinds of ways. And your hair is your hair.
Yep.
It comes out. You don't
get to choose.
You don't get to choose. It just comes out. It just comes out. So the law is saying that if that is your hair, you can wear your hair.
Yeah, have your hair.
And so braids is kind of a cultural thing that Black women and girls do, which kind of helps control it.
It does.
You know,
there's a purpose
keep it,
for it.
Tamed a little bit. So that's one thing which is really surprising to me that offends anybody.
It makes no sense.
So
to me.
that's one. It was in Texas with the young man that had
the locks.
Yes. That they didn't let him graduate.
He did not.
He couldn't
even
walk.
though he was the top of his class.
He couldn't walk in the ceremony.
Yes.
So he graduated, but they would not allow him to
because
participate.
He had locks. Like me.
Because his hair
looked like mine.
Yeah, he had dreadlocks.
And a lot of people say, oh, well, locks, that's not natural. It is very much so natural. If you braid your hair and you leave it alone, and I don't mean like for a long time, like my daughter's hair, if we go 2 weeks and her hair is plaited, it starts to dread very, very, it starts to lock very, very quickly.
Okay, let's go back to that though. It's not natural. Whose is? We're talking about you can take
some element of something to their hair.
A white woman, she's got highlights.
Right. And guess what? If you leave your hair on your right, it's going matte.
She's got extension.
Yes.
She's doing some stuff.
She's doing
probably.
Some stuff. Yes.
So, that's kind of a moot point
when
you say
is.
Natural, really,
right.
Are we going to have that discussion?
They're not ready.
Because I don't
very,
think very few people are just all natural.
Yes,
they're coloring gray. Yes. They're doing
There
stuff.
are lots of chemicals in shampoo, spoiler alert. So even if you're shampooing your hair, you're still altering it.
Yeah. The thing is, does it matter?
But I think the reality is we are taught things and it becomes so deeply embedded in us. We don't even realize that it was what we were taught. There was a study done. It was like 1967, I believe. And they took Black children to a staged toy store along with white children. And there were a few others in there, but the vast majority of the participants were visibly Black children and visibly white children. And they were given a choice of a doll. They were given a choice of all different things. And the car that was chose was always a red car. Didn't matter all the bells and whistles on like a more plain colored, neutral colored, brown or white car. Red car was what they went for. But every single child picked a white doll.
Oh, yeah.
So when they were leaving, they asked some of the children why they picked a white doll. And one little girl was totally perplexed. And it hit her. Wait, why didn't I pick a doll that looks like my little, like she had either a little sister or a little brother? And she had this full breakdown. And that's that moment where it clicked to her. All of this internalized discrimination and hatred. Her first pick was a white baby doll. Even though she loved her baby sibling, she didn't pick a baby that looked like her baby sibling.
Well, I remember growing up, of course, I'm much older than Natasha, but, now there's all kinds of dolls that really represent
when we were kids, Lisa, our dolls never looked like us.
No, they didn't. They were like really dark.
Yes.
Really dark.
Like
the features
were uncharacteristic. Yes.
But now you have a
plethora. Yeah.
So
there's even Barbies with locks.
I didn't like
so
either
cool
one. It was kind of like you just like so nothing looks like
she
me.
Made us
That's
custom Cabbage Patch dolls. I'll have to post a picture. They were, head to toe custom Cabbage Patch dolls, and nothing looked like us. Like, especially at the very beginning. As I got older, I remember my dad got us, it was a Pocahontas Barbie, and he permed, like, with the little mini rods, permed her hair. So she would have curlier hair and she would look like us, but she stunk because she had a perm. So it was like, it's like synthetic. Her hair was so stinky. And so we used to call her Skunky when my dad was there. But my dad, here's this blonde hair, blue eyes, typical, think Thor. That's what my dad looked like growing up. 6-pack, tan, blonde hair, blue eyes, very handsome man. He was like, nothing looks like my kids. So even he realized I got to do something. And I mean, the perm was rocking. It just was stinky. Like it was, you can't do that. But that was what he did. And we loved it because we knew like, oh my God, look at her hair. And so of course we would brush it until the curls were more combed out and then it's more afro-y. And we loved that. Little Pocahontas we rode her till the wheels fell off. Do you hear me? Because she looked something like us.
It's gotten a lot better.
It has.
But it's just recently. Really, it for a long time there wasn't any choice really. But so to throw out some more stats for y'all, did you know a Black woman is 80% more likely to change her natural hair to meet social norms or expectations at work?
Surprise, surprise.
Which is so sad to me.
And we're also paid the least. So can you imagine exposing yourself to harmful chemicals, having to go through all of this work only to still make less money?
And just that subliminal message of
you're not good enough the way you are.
You're not enough. Yep. What you are is not enough.
It's not enough. Yeah.
Or something's wrong with it. It's just that. And every day kind of eating at you.
We just grew up doing it, so we don't even realize that we're doing it.
No, because it's just expected.
Yes, and my mom has really thick hair. I mean, only person I've ever seen quit chemo, and this woman has like a little mini fro. I mean, she just has thick, but my mom is black, but she has straight hair. But it's very, very thick, like wavy curly, not like my hair. And I mean, she already has this like whole little like Josephine Baker kind of wave thing going. I'm like, you just stopped chemo, lady. Like, how do you have hair? But she had very, very straight, wavy, not what you would think of when you see a chocolate Black woman. So when she gave birth to very lighter skinned, but Black children with very thick, very coarse, very kinky hair, she was like perm because she didn't know how to style it. It was like, okay, what do I do with this? So I've had a perm since I was my daughter's age.
Well, I don't anymore. But my girls did too. Yeah, and they both had really thick hair. And
they both do.
It was just
her daughters had very beautiful
and long
hair.
And hard to manage.
Yep.
And it just, there weren't a lot of product.
There was not.
There was not a lot of product. Now there's a lot of things you can do.
When we were growing up, there was like pink oil moisturizer and Just For Me. That was it.
And Blue Magic.
Blue Magic still exists. I just saw an ad the other day. I said, baby, Blue Magic still kicking. So that's a whole nother show, y'all.
But there wasn't a lot.
But there wasn't
a lot.
There wasn't.
And
it's an ordeal. It is. I'm telling
our hair.
My daughter's hair is natural, and I'm here to tell y'all it's an ordeal. Like, I was supposed to do her hair Tuesday. It's Thursday. I have brownies to make tonight, so I'm like not gonna do it. And it's just like that's
it used to take me like 3 days
to do it.
Even when I used to press it, that's a whole thing.
That's a whole thing
with a hot comb.
Yes.
And but seriously, like
it's
3
an
days.
Ordeal. It is.
So
and we're throwing out a lot of terms here, so I want to give a little fun kind of way to look this up. Really lighthearted, really fun, because this was made for children. Questlove, who I love Questlove, like I just do. He's a member of The Roots. If you've watched late night television, you've probably seen him on the drums. Well, he has a new Disney cartoon called Rise Up and Sing Out. Oh. And it is amazing. We watch it. We just started, but we watched it when we did our daughter's hair, and it covers tough topics in a way that I never thought was possible for children.
Geared to children.
Geared towards children.
Oh, that's so cool.
And
so does he address hair?
The bonnet, the don't touch my hair, and just like everything we're talking about is absolutely 100% addressed. And it's not just for girls, because there's 2 boys specifically, and they go over tough things. And my husband was just like glued, because there were things I never went through as a child, because I'm a fair-skinned girl. And he was a darker skinned male. And my husband has always been very big. By 1st grade, he was he was bigger than his mom. So he's always been really big, really tall. And so he's always been deemed aggressive.
And older.
You know, yes. He was treated differently. And his mom was like, he is a baby. Mm-hmm. He's a baby. Well, but I don't care how big he is. He is a baby.
He's still a child.
Yeah. He's still very much so a child.
Yeah. So
that's a good one to check out. If you're like, what the heck is blue magic? What's a bonnet? What is pressing hair? Because that's a whole nother episode. Just pressing hair alone.
Yeah.
That's a whole
my son is so funny. He's like, there's a whole etiquette surrounding Black women's hair.
It is. And that's why we got a whole aisle at Target.
You know, we got there's some stuff you have to know.
There is a thing, y'all. And but none of it is easier than anything else. Like, in my opinion,
just cultural.
It's cultural, but it's all work.
It is.
Except for when you shave your head, which I've done.
But it's stuff to be proud of.
It is.
Instead of being made to feel ashamed of.
Yeah.
And that's what Black women and women of color have felt.
Yes.
So Black women are 1.5 more times likely to be sent home or know of a Black woman sent home from the workplace because of her hair.
I can name 3.
And this means that because many states do not currently afford protection for race-based hair discrimination, Black women can be denied opportunities for employment or professional advancement without consequence. It means that Black children can be denied entry to school or educational opportunities because of their natural hair. Now, that's what the Crown Act is trying to eradicate.
Yeah.
That's
like
the
said,
problem.
This boy had a 4.0 GPA and couldn't walk across the stage.
And does it matter? You know, I kind of liken it to back in the day when I was in high school, when white boys were wearing their hair long.
Yes.
Like that was a thing.
Which they get discriminated against as well.
You know, they couldn't, you're a hippie or you're whatever. I don't know what they said about it,
right.
But it was an issue. I still it doesn't matter. It's such a minute thing.
It should be.
I just cannot imagine that people just get so worked up about stuff.
But the thing is, it is
like, why do you care if anybody wears locks or braids or twists?
But I think we've used it to control for so long. That may not be the purpose now. That may not be what it is, but that even not in every case. In some case, it's just blind ignorance. I remember someone asking me, I maybe had locks for a year at this point, maybe about a year. And I was so proud I met you. Oh, babe, I was cute. Couldn't tell me nothing. Oh, wow. You have locks. Your hair smells good. Well, first off, I'm thinking, how did you smell my hair? You're not that close to me. I definitely would notice that. She was like, well, it's just like, I didn't think you could wash your hair if you have, and she kept calling them dreads. I'm like, there's nothing dreadful about my hair. So I have locks. Well, I didn't think you could wash it. And I was like, what you mean? I wash my hair all the time. Like, I swim, I wash my hair, I take showers. I just thought to myself, like, what do you mean? She's like, well, I didn't think you could wash. I was like, I don't know why you would think that, but I wash my hair. I wash it at home sometimes by myself. Now, y'all, my treat is going to the salon. Someone else scratching my scalp, washing my hair, steam treating it. Shout out to Jalen. He is the best. So I don't wash my hair myself a lot, because I pay someone. I go to the salon. That's what I like to do. But I wash my own hair. When my kids get paint, and it happens because they're toddlers, I wash my hair. And I just she was so genuine. This was not, she wasn't being any kind of way. And I just was like, wow.
Let me educate you.
So someone taught you that people with locks don't wash their hair, which perpetuates the stereotype that a certain type of people are dirty.
Yes.
Because then the assumption is that, well, they probably don't want to take showers because they don't want to get their hair wet, or, so you're perpetuating this lie that, like, I don't shower, and I totally shower.
Which was a thing, not the shower, but getting our hair wet.
Yes.
When you hot comb your hair.
Yeah, baby.
Which, now you guys, there's a flat iron. You can use, so that's a precursor to that. But
baby.
you could when you did that, if your hair got wet, it would go back curly.
It reverted
would go back.
yeah.
So that was the thing. We didn't want to get our hair or get caught in the rain or, all these.
And that is why desegregated pools, even though they were desegregated, you didn't see many Black individuals there because there was the standard to uphold. And what if they saw what your hair looked like?
Your real hair.
Not
when
the straight.
It wasn't straight.
Not what mama started on Friday and didn't get right till Sunday hair. Not that hair. Because, you go to church with a hat on because underneath there.
Or they did it Saturday. Now, I remember going. Yeah. My mom used to take me to get it pressed on Saturday.
You remember holding your ear down
so
like
Sunday, you'd be cute for church.
And guys, I want to explain. I have a dent in my ear. It's permanent. I got it, 31 years ago. Geez, that's a long time. That I have a dent in my ear because I was holding down my ear to get my hair pressed. Again, guys, you got to look it up. And this is not a flat iron. I was getting my hair pressed, and not the little electric ones you plug in, honey.
No,
look it up
stove.
On the stove. I was getting my hair pressed, blue magic sizzling. Lisa's having a whole flashback, and my hand slipped. What it is, the steam is what scares you. You're not real. It's the steam. But my hand slipped, my ear went out, popped, burned, and now there's a dent. It's been here my entire life almost. But I want you to think about little children going through this because you're starting school.
Because you don't want to be different.
You don't want to be different. You don't want to be other. That is a very painful, when you think, and I mean, I can laugh about it. My mom ain't mean no harm. It wasn't that, but if you think these are what little children have to go through to go to school and not stand out in a way where it could jeopardize you graduating or you learning or you being able to sit at the front of the classroom. I've worn glasses my whole life. I can't be at the back because I don't know what's happening. So
just
you have
doing all these contortions to fit in.
To never get to be you. And guys, I hate combing. I hate combing my hair. I hate combing my daughter's hair. I'm just going to be real honest. It's work, y'all. It's a different level. And I'm tender-headed and my daughter is tender-headed. And I know this is one of those, my mom was like, I hope if you ever have a girl, she is tender-headed as you. And boom, here it is. And she cries every time. Now, when she's done, you can't tell Scarlett nothing, baby. She wants to stand on the couch. Mama, look at it shake. Mama, look at my beads. But I don't want her to lose that. I don't want to alter it for it to be beautiful. So I have to deal with the work of doing her hair. I had to learn to do my own damn hair. It's been perm my whole life. The first time I went natural, I was like, so how do y'all do this?
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. It's work, y'all.
But the whole point is we want this Crown Act passed into law in all 50 states.
Because guess what? In all 50 states, you can't control how your hair grow out your head.
And it's unacceptable for young girls of color, for women of color to be discriminated against because of their natural hair.
Yes.
So that's unacceptable. And shout out to Dove.
Yes.
Like if you can buy some Dove.
So my husband's allergic to Dove and I buy it for my mama just so they keep getting my money.
I do love Dove though.
Yeah,
I do. It's very mild.
It is.
It's really mild because I have really sensitive skin. So Dove, shout out to Dove.
Their mango and Shea, shout out.
Yes.
That's
good. Awesome.
That one's good. I just sneak in.
And they have a summer one, like a cucumber-y
They do.
one.
I used to jam really that. Cool. You're right. I remember that.
They have all different formulas. So
but no,
just
seriously,
so great
a
for them to, and they have really cool ad campaigns.
They do
that celebrate women of all colors, of all sizes,
all races,
all kinds of hair,
all ages.
Yes, in their natural beauty.
Baby,
so
beauty silver foxes
comes
bad on there.
Every age, every shape, every color.
Yes,
and they celebrate that. So shout out to Dove.
Yeah. And this is, for certain. It's never our intention to make anyone feel bad ever, but just to make you think like, oh, I didn't even know that was a thing.
We just wanted to let you guys know what this was.
What it was.
Because, sometimes it comes on the news and they don't quite explain.
All the time.
And you kind of think, what is that?
Yes, what's a crown act? Yeah. Or you may not discriminate, so you probably think, well, what would the implication of that even be? When it's a really big deal, guys. Yeah, it really, really is.
So we want that. It's in 12 states now. We need it to be in all 50. So if you get a chance to write to your congressperson or your representative,
your House representative,
that would be great.
Yep.
So we can get the Crown Act passed into law in all 50 states.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, who's your sexiest man?
Sexiest man alive this week.
I know mine.
I'm really robbing the cradle this week, y'all.
Uh-oh.
I'm picking Zac Efron.
How? What?
Isn't he a cutie?
He is.
He is so adorable.
But you never go that low. This is like
low.
limbo, and you are just down there.
Damn. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's too young for me.
Yeah.
But he is.
But he's cute.
But he's cute.
He's so cute.
He's cute. And he has those little
grown up.
brows and eyes, and that look is very dreamy.
I remember him as a little teenager-y, but he's a grown up now.
Yeah.
Not grown enough for me, but he's but he is a grown man, and he's super cute.
I guess he is grown.
He is, and he's played in a lot of things.
And he's talented.
At the top of my head, I can't name him, but he's even been in some rom-coms and some romantic things, and he's super cute.
And he is super cute.
He's super cute.
So I'm gonna, wow, you never go that low. So I am very shocked. I'm not a little shocked.
Yeah, I'm running out, y'all.
That's
really, my age of dead.
That's really what it is. We're gonna have to do sexiest man of the past. Sexiest men past and present. Lines. Not as fun as sexiest man alive this week, but mine is, I'm gonna go with Questlove. But I do actually, I love musicians. I like his smile. He has to have rhythm. I mean, that's literally his job. Yeah. He's a percussionist.
And he did is it a cartoon?
It's a cartoon. It's animated.
That's cool.
It's so cool. Like, and watching my husband, like, he was doing something and he just stopped because this particular episode, there was a white lady and she saw these two little black kids. There were a few other black kids, but two boys. And she kind of grabs her purse and she crosses the street. And the little boy is like, but wait, did I do something? And my husband's had that happen to him before. And again, it's a feeling.
So is it a series?
I think there's the first season is out.
Okay.
The first season is out.
So tell me the name again.
It's called Rise Up. Oh, Rise Up, Sing Out.
Okay.
Don't make me be wrong. Yeah. Rise Up, Sing Out.
So check that out, y'all.
On Disney. Yes. And really, like, if you're like, well, how the heck do I share this with kids? Or what's a lighthearted way to share this with someone where it doesn't sound like I'm like preaching to them, or this is it. Cause it's really cute. And they have a neighbor. She's a little skinny white girl. She's so cute. And she's like, but I just love you for you. So she's kind of trying to learn, why do you wear a bonnet? Like, why do you do this? And so there's multiracial kids, there's black kids, there's white kids. And it's just showing the power of empathy.
Y'all, we do wear bonnets. Or you can, I do a silk bed.
That's because y'all ain't seen
pillow.
First off, y'all, Lisa's whole house, what y'all see, this is real life. Lisa's whole house is what we aspire. Pottery Barn has liked a picture from your house, okay? That's the difference.
Okay, y'all.
So everybody can't afford no silk pillowcases.
Well, that's what, and then my shout out to Hillary and Connor, because I wanted a specific one, and they got me that for Christmas.
Did they really?
It's like $100. I had one that was,
they're good.
Sweet.
They're good at shopping.
Thank you, Connor.
They're good with
Thank
gifts.
you, Hillary.
Yeah,
but
Connor's our little inside guy.
But my little grand sugar, Holland
has a bonnet.
She has a little bonnet, but she's so cute, y'all. She stands in the mirror and talking to herself says, "I like your dinosaur bonnet."
Baby, Holland said, "I like me." Okay, that's it. That's so cute. You did tell me that. Yeah, my daughter has a Doc McStuffins bonnet, and I'm actually ordering because her hair is way too long now. She's older, and so now she needs a kid's bonnet, not a toddler bonnet. So I'm ordering her and I matching bonnets.
Oh, cute.
So there's stores on Etsy. We'll shout out who I'm going to order from the same lady again. So we'll shout them out. But yeah, they do like,
and the pillowcases work too, and good
she,
on wrinkles.
She sells them too. They are
good
they're
on
good
wrinkles,
for your skin,
good for anybody's hair.
Yes,
y'all. This is
it
black
is.
or white.
It is.
So it keeps your hair from breaking
Yes.
and getting dry.
I have a white friend who told me it drastically decreased. Her hair would come out of her little messy bun when she would sleep, and her tangles were way down.
Yes.
Because she was like, "What is this sorcery?" I'm like, "Girl, it's black girl magic."
Yes.
Yeah, she got the pillowcase.
Or the pillowcase
Yes.
works.
Yes.
So that's why we do that.
That's why
we're sharing with you.
Rise Up, Sing Out will explain it to you in the cutest little way.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you for joining us for this one. It means a lot to me as someone who has black children and a black husband and very black hair. Despite my pale skin, my hair is the one thing where people are like, "Oh yeah, she's black. She's definitely black."
Me too.
And so it means a lot to me that you stayed with us for this episode. And just until next time, guys.
Thanks. You want to do one more?